I give it side eyes. Ain't nobody that I really recognize. I ain't surprised to ride the killer vibe. Probably be the reason you die trying to feel alive, but I'm incentivized.
We are looking live at a beautiful fly-in to Everbank Stadium here in Jacksonville. But even if you close your eyes, Brock, you'd still know exactly where you were by the rallying cry of the Jaguar faithful in the stands. Today, two teams hailing from the AFC, between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Cam Little after the opening kick. And we're off from Jacksonville. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. First run of the game for J.K. Dobbins. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Former #1 pick, Trayvon Walker on the stop.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. Williams from the gun. To his back, J.K. Dobbins. And this is taken ahead to the 42. Devin Lloyd on the tackle.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep them short of the sticks.
Williams to throw on 3rd. Cox, this is lane. That's the first down, and he's still going. Keeps it moving. He goes the distance. Touchdown, Houston! The Texans take a 6-0 lead right away. This is Andres Borregales trying to tack on the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Texans will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now Borregales on to send it away. Fielded at the 7. Making some progress here. All right, so they're going to take over at the 39. Nice effort there. First and 10 coming up. Jaguars ready to take advantage of some good field position they've got here. Lawrence starting with a throw. And the connection not quite there yet on his opening throw of the game. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
11 Agate.
Here's carry now. This is Bashal Tootin. Nothing doing on 2nd. They get to him behind the line. Now it's going to be 3rd and longer.
There's corners in this league that really love to cover. There's corners in this league that really love to hit. Corners that can do both, those are the guys that make themselves some serious money.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11.
Here we go.
3rd and long for him here. Pass Cox. It's Hunter. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. It's 16 yards on that play. And the Jaguars have a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Here we go.
Inside give here for Tootin. We'll cobble together a yard there. Kalen Bullock up to make the stop.
Hey, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door, bigger gap in the future.
Gets it to the 15, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars finish off their opening drive. Cam Little to try the extra point. His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. Well, you can't do that. It's got to avoid hitting the kicker. And because of that, the kickoff will be coming from midfield. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock. So they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. Nice starting spot for the Texans here. They're about set. 1st and 10. Beginning on the ground here with Dobbins. And they'll stop him after he picks up 4 to begin this drive.
You know, Case, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. That's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
First down run, nabs him 5. Now 2nd and 5. Off the play fake, Williams. He rolls to his right. And he's just going to huck this one into about row C there. And some lucky fan going to haul in a heck of a souvenir.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time secondary, well, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throw away.
From the gun on 3rd, it's Williams. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They've jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. And this kick gets past the 20. It's going to reach the 18-yard line before it's touchdown. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10.
Hey, run!
Out of the gun, Lawrence. Has him on the quick hitter. Rolling into enemy territory. At the 20. You mix it in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars take the lead on the first play of the drive. Brian Thomas Jr. the touchdown. That score was less about the throw, although it was good, partner, but it was more about getting it to somebody who knew exactly what to do with it.
Okay, it's a good thing the touchdown shows up on both their stat sheets, because sometimes it's quarterback who delivers. Sometimes it's the effort after the catch that really makes the magic happen.
Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. They blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there.
Out of the gun, here's Williams. Higgins downfield, and he has it. And they're going to bring him down, but not until he gets it down to their 32-yard line. It's a massive 35-yard pickup, 1st down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, it's so common that we talk about quarterbacks flushing a negative play, but defenses have to do the same thing as well. When you give up a big play, you got to regroup, you got to calm yourself, and you got to know it's all about the next play. And delivering a sack like that certainly helps.
Looking from the gun, Williams. Completes one to Ben Sinnott. Their next snap is coming from that red zone as he reaches the 14. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
He'll try to set the screen. Dominance. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage to it.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Back now, pressure coming. And that was just a little bit too low to be brought in. This one misses the tight end. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
Even the best of them could be hurried into a throw before they're ready, and that pressure just messed up all the timing, the rhythm, and the clock of the quarterback.
Quite the drive they've had, Brock, but they're up against it. 3rd and 5 now. Drawn up for it. They're holding strong here. The defense gets him at the line. That's going to bring up 4th down.
Like the final battle scene from a movie, Kate, two sides charging each other, and they beat right at that line. And they didn't have to try and backward, All they had to do was hold the line to go win that battle.
On 4th down and 5, the offense staying out there. I'll throw for it. Near the goal line. And he's tackled, but not before he picks up that 1st down. But hang on, Brock, hang on. They're going to have to survive that penalty flag first. Andres Borregales out now to attempt this field goal. It's a 36-yard look for him. Borregales connects. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
When you look at that 3rd down play, looking back, and it really turns into a 3-point play. It's why situational work is so critical. Coaches talk about it all the time. Sure, you love the field goal, but man, they would have loved a touchdown more.
And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
And they're on 35-yard line.
Jaguars in a good starting spot here, coming up on 1st and 10.
Hey, here we go.
Tried setting up the screen, but this is intercepted. And he's going to score. Pick 6, touchdown, Houston. Thrown at the depth where linebackers coming to play in coverage, partner. And sure enough, one of them jumps it and takes it to the house.
If you say that, you know what I think about? I think about the depth finder on my fishing boat. You're absolutely right. This is where these linebackers love to lurk. You could do some serious damage.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. And he's going to field this one in the end zone without a return. So that's going to bring us out to the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 coming up. Jaguars ready to take advantage of some good field position they've got here.
Rip, 23.
Now Lawrence coming off a pick. Short pass brought in. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 40-yard line.
1 quarter down in this all AFC South contest. It's a 17-14 ball game. Back to Everbank Stadium in just a bit. Back for the 2nd quarter. It's Jaguar football. They have 2nd down and 5.
Hey, son. 30 left.
Lawrence working from the gun. Completes another one to Thomas. And they take him down, but there's a flag on the play. So they'll decline this and take the result. Here's 1st and 10 from the 47.
Go. Hey, go. Hey, so hot.
From the shotgun, Lawrence finds a seam down the middle. And Gets this all the way to the 25 before they stop him. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Tootin gets it from the gun. He dodged the tackle. And they're going to have first and goal after he picked up a nice chunk there.
Every offense in this league is looking for a back who can be an athlete and a bruiser at the same time. And you feel lucky if you got one. Someone who can, well, eat up space when the lanes are open. Deliver a little punishment to stretch plays when that tackler.
And they take this in for the score. The Jaguars take a second quarter lead. Honest Little for the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Jaguars take a 4-point lead. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And he just sends this out and over the end zone. So no threat of a return. And they're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive. Nice starting spot for the Texans here. They're about set. First and 10. Handoff goes to Dobbins, running left. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
Nothing doing there as the second down pass falls incomplete. Jalen Lane, the one he was looking for. And things look tougher now with third and long.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Here he goes, third and long. Deep shot off his back foot. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect, and now they're stuck facing fourth down. The Texans set to punt. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Jaguars in a good starting spot here, coming up on first and 10. And they're going to throw out of the gun. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And he's going to score. Pick 6, touchdown, Houston. Second time he's had an errant throw taken back for 6 in this half, Brock. As a quarterback, how do you come back from this knowing there's so much game left?
How do you come back from it, or how do your family and friends come back from it? I know as I get older, I think about them more and more. As a competitor, you're just going to grit your teeth and do what you can. But for the loved ones following, that's a tough second pick 6 to watch.
His effort's going to get him to that 32-yard line before he's taken down.
At their own 32-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. First and 10. Hand off to 2. Daniel managed 3 there to begin this one. Second and 7 coming up.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You can stick to the ground. You can throw beyond the sticks. Really create some indecision now defensively.
Second down give to 2. And this will only complicate matters for third down, partner. They're sent backwards.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
They're going to have this up at the 44-yard line as they haul him down. So a new set of downs. Here we go, first and 10. Lawrence throwing here. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
There's no question, Kate, big plays down the seam or big tight ends, a fan favorite, but it's those type of catches right there. The short yardage against good coverage, contested catches, will really make tight ends a locker room favorite.
And this great effort winds up getting him well into enemy territory before he's brought down. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Jacksonville first down.
Hey,
First
run!
and 10 at the 39-yard
Run!
line.
Here we go.
Lawrence looking to throw. Completed over the middle. Across the line, into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars take a second quarter lead. On his Little for the extra point. He connects on the extra point try. And the Jaguars take a 4-point lead. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Running left, it's Dobbins. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play. Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you call 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort there.
On play action, here's Williams. Connects on the crosser. And he's all the way across midfield, down inside that 45-yard line. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Williams on 1st down. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Martin Emerson with the pick. Into the red zone. And this is going to be a pick 6. Touchdown, Jacksonville. That play, Brock, that play was beautiful. Not just making the interception, but then seeing the return slowly come together in front of him as he took it all the way to the house.
Yeah, I think even for us up here in the booth, it looked like a scene out of a movie, didn't it? Starts running it back, scans the field for a lane, and the blocks come just in the nick of time to wipe out the would-be tacklers. And he's got open space and nothing but the end zone in front of him.
Texans 24. Cam Little, the kickoff for the Jaguars.
Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. Doesn't like what he sees, so we got a touchback. And they're going to begin this drive at the 35-yard line. Nice starting spot for the Texans here. They're about set. 1st and 10. After the pick, here's Williams. Knocked away, that's going to be incomplete. Defender there, that brings up 2nd down.
Okay, we've seen this running back pretty busy here early on in the passing game, and not just with checkdowns. You could tell this was going to be part of the game plan, and I don't think one incompletion here to him is going to deter that effort.
Second and 10 now. Williams buys time, rolling right. He's going to keep it this time. All right, short on marker for the moment, but they've got 3rd and short coming up from their own 44.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing he woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep him moving forward.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Going for the first with Dobbins. And he won't get back to the line, Brock. They needed one, but they're going to lose one on that play. It's 4th down. They'll bring out the punter here. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. Jacksonville offense ready to get going. Here's 1st and 10. On the give, it's to and all that for a single yard. What an effort to get what he could there. Moving quickly, trying to get set.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and...
Lawrence now off the play action. He wisely avoids contact, sliding down there. That play good enough for a first.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on it.
And he goes out close to that 45-yard line.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
A timeout taken by Jacksonville. It's 2nd. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44.
Hey, I'm going. This way, side. Here we go. Hey, Jupiter. Red.
1st down, and they go right back to it. He gets him inside the 40. That's a gain of about 9 yards on the play.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Now a timeout called by the Jaguars. That's their 3rd. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Just a yard left to go on 2nd down.
Hey, Lion. Hey, tomato.
Now Lawrence. Running out route complete. And they drop him right after that catch. He's down at the 22-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down. Working quickly here.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
And they're going to spike this one. Wait, no, they're not spiking it. They're going to throw. And they aren't fooled by that fake spike. They kept charging and got there to take him down. Now Morgan on to send it away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this 2nd half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 coming up. Jaguars ready to take advantage of some good field position they've got here.
Route. Son, this side's hot.
Lawrence to throw it. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. They pick up 14 yards on that one. And the Jaguars have a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
A run here with 2. Fights his way through a tackle. And he's going to be persuaded out of bounds right at that 40-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
What a great sign to start the 2nd half for this offense, because with a lead, well, the ground game becomes your best friend, the centerpiece for this offense, trying to chew up that clock.
And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Going to be 2nd down.
That's a pretty good stop on 1st down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
On third down, here's Sutton. And they have this one well contained. There's the stop for a loss now. Fourth down coming up.
I know they say it any time he comes up in an interview, but they appreciate having him on this defense so much, Kate, because of plays like that one. Those are great instincts. It takes instincts and wants you to come up and run support. Not many corners can make that stop.
Has the distance, but headed well left. No good. And the game stays at 11.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it, and they were confident he could do so again. Just did not work out this time around.
First down, Williams. Hits him on the out route. And he's down inside the 40 before he's escorted out. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
New set of downs for him. They'll start at the 38. First down throw by Williams. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they get this down to the 28. They gain 11 on that play. And it'll be first down, Houston.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
On play action, Williams. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. Well, he already has himself one interception in his game, partner, and throws like that are going to find him another if he isn't careful.
Yep, those are the throws you want to intersperse and sprinkle into your passing game, because if they become the norm and you're constantly thrown into coverage, that's when one pick becomes two becomes three, and on and on.
This is going to make it down to the 6. That's going to set him up with first and goal.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack them only to drop your hips, cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Dobbins on first and goal. His charge towards the line. That's right around 3 yards.
That run now has put them in such a great spot, Kate. You get a run like that inside the first and goal situations, there's a whole lot of confidence when you break the huddle.
Here we go.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. They go to him again. And this is headed the wrong way. He's closed in on for a loss. With each carry he gets, Brock, I'm starting to wonder, is this going to be the last touch that he gets in this game? Because it hasn't been a great performance for him.
No, individually, collectively, and you can look up front, right? They've just not been winning the battle enough push, enough drive to get this running game going.
On the 5-yard line after the loss, third and goal. Working from the gun, Williams. And it's incomplete on third and goal. Thought he had a touchdown there. And that forces them to fourth and goal. Andres Borregales out now to attempt this field goal. Pretty automatic look for him from the left.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
Here's a return from the 7. And this gets out to the 30 before he stopped. Offense to the line. Trips left. Here comes first and 10.
Hey, go! Son, it's a touch!
Out of the gun, Lawrence. It isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And nice work by the defense to start this drive out. It's a sack on the first play.
Terrific zone coverage. Wallpaper sideline to sideline. QB's got two options. Wait for a hole to open or tuck it to run. He chose the former, but the pass rush showed up before any throwing lane did.
Hey, easy. Take right open. Hey, son, it's a touch. 13, Lou.
Back now, pressure coming. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Dante Jackson takes it away. And the Texans get the football as he makes his third interception of this season.
You know, Kate, once you've thrown a couple picks, it's easy to become check down Charlie. Right, just throw it underneath and not take any more risk, because you don't want to throw what he just did, his third interception of the game. It's time to protect the football at all costs. And if not, well, that backup better get ready. Hey, I got to believe he harkened back to that earlier pick and thought the better of making another. Getting outside the pocket, he was either going to try to run for it, had nowhere to go, so he simply threw it away.
On second down, here's Dobbins. And they take him down just as he gets inside that red zone. Gain of 15 there. And it'll be a first down, Texans.
And the Texans, first down. A gain of 15. First down, Texans.
Looking inside the red zone. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
He's going to get him 7 there. It's third down coming up.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Ooh, put some heat on that one, Brock, but it falls incomplete. Not on the same page with his tight end. And that brings up 4th and short.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to third and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was third and manageable and an incomplete.
For the third time today, we see them setting up for a field goal. This from 28 yards away. Corey Gallis connects. And that gets them back within 5.
Listen, all he could do is make the kicks he's called out there to make. They need extra points from him, but for now, he's able to handle his third field goal of the game and just inch them a little bit closer.
And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock, so they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. Jaguars in a good starting spot here, coming up on 1st and 10.
Hey.
Back to work after throwing the pick. To his wide out, it's a screen. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. Back to throw, here's Lawrence. And they pick him off again. And they're going to drop him to end the return, but this turnover isn't going to stand. We've got flags at the spot right where he picked it off. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44.
Rip, 23. Son, Silver.
Lawrence with it on first. This one's going to hit the ground. Incomplete. Looking for his running back there. Going to send him back to the drawing board now for second down.
Coverage by Kalen Bullock.
Sink right. 11. Hey, kill. Easy.
Lawrence working from the gun. Diving right side. Got it. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Lisa 24. Hey, Soko, hot.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. Complete left side to Thomas. And he's taken out of bounds as he gets it down near the red zone. Gives him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
30 left. Hey, lock. Hey, 30 left.
Throwing again. Here's Lawrence. Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted.
Okay, that's far from the first time we've seen him throw into the wrong team, but this one is probably the most costly.
All right, the Houston offense looks set, Brock. Here's 1st and 10. Williams on the play action. Trying for the deep ball. And this is going to end up incomplete. Really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection.
This defense, they had a plan, and they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
Well, he continues to find no traction on the ground here, Brock, as they bring him down for no gain. We'll see what they come up with for third down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's the Texans who have it to start here, and they come in trailing on the scoreboard. Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. 3rd and long. They're going to throw. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete. 4th down coming up.
You know, there's not a lot of tight ends who are true weapons this far down the field. Not a lot of cover guys who can match up with them in terms of size. They tried to get it to him in a spot where he could win it, but no connection to be made.
Big hit on the return to stop him cold.
At their own 40-yard line.
1st and 10 coming up. Jaguars ready to take advantage of some good field position they've got here. Ready from the pistol. It's Tootin. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
Humble 5-6-yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means. But one that keeps you on schedule, it takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
That is exactly why you rally to the football. He got through one tackle, but the next guy gets him for a loss. Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the calling card of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said, whether it's downhill or sideline to sideline like that.
Think right.
Throwing his Lawrence on 3rd down. Got his man. Thomas has it. And they're going to down him by contact as they've got enough for a new set of downs.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Newton on 1st and 10. That's a nice lane there, and that's good for 6 yards.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
They'll go again here with Tootin. And whatever they were trying to do there is not going to work. Defenders all over it, so they take him down for a loss. The line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis in that run support.
Taking a chance to the end zone. And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down.
That's going to be a play tomorrow. When they watch it on tape, they're going to be kicking themselves a bit, Kate. You get man-to-man coverage down in the red zone, you got to take advantage of it. It's hard. Zone coverage and the windows are so tight. You get man, got to find a way to win.
Doesn't look like it has the leg, and it falls well short of the posts. And their lead will remain unchanged in the 4th. Ball just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10. Now an inside handoff to Dobbins. He is down to the 30-yard line. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it'll be 1st down, Houston.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively, because you also know it set the table for more.
Blitz is there, and he goes down. It's 3 sacks for the game so far. Brings up 2nd down. Here's the backup. 1st throw. Dumps it off to his running back. And he gets absolutely pumped to end that one.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet, but this is kind of good on good. An offense gets a completion, not going backwards, and a defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a minimal gain.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Martin Emerson with the pick. And the Jaguars have it now on his 8th pick of the year.
The 3rd down pass. Intercepted. The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line.
The Jaguars in a good starting spot here, coming up on 1st and 10. Inside give here for Tootin. Well, even a great game is going to have its lesser moments. You can't get anything out of that carry. Stop for no gain.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Now it's Tootin. No luck there. Ran that one right into traffic and went nowhere as a result. It's going to be 3rd down.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just sometimes you got to run into darkness. Just go where there is no lane and hope that something opens along the way. That linebacker said, not this time.
3rd down, and the Texans loading up that secondary. They're in the dime.
On red.
Looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one does not go far.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that being stopped short of the sticks.
Look at them. They don't want to surrender the lead or possession. The offense staying out there on 4.
Route. Hey, so go. Let's go. Go. 30 left.
Back to throw it. And he had it for a second, but unable to hang on. And the possession literally slipped through their fingers as they turn it over on downs.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. They're backed up. Not a stop they could afford, Brock, as this one loses yards. Bud lost him a yard to begin the drive. Here comes 2nd and 11.
Let's go now. Cut 19. Go.
Back to throw. Bails out of the pocket quick. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
That right there, Kate, that's taking the hard lessons from the previous drive and putting it into practice right here. You don't see a throw you like, it's too tight a window, don't risk yet another interception.
So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down.
After 11. Here we go. Ready.
Throwing now. Has a man downfield. It's Collins. And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. That one goes for 31 yards and a 1st down when all is said and done. Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. He'll look to throw it. Short pass brought in. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans have taken the lead late. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
Setting up to pass. And the pressure's there. He goes down. The sack denies them the 2-point conversion. Now Borregales on to send it away. His return starts at the 5. Showing a little burst so far. He's racing past midfield. And they finally bring him down after a huge run back into their territory.
You know, Kate, sometimes I think we tire around draft time of hearing all the traits, short area quickness, agility, explosiveness. But then when you see it come to life in the regular season and that skill set that this returner has, he checks every...
Has room down the left sideline. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars jump in front late.
And that's just simply the difference-making edge that these elite running backs bring to you. A lot of backs can get you 10 yards, 20 yards. But the elite backs, they can take it to the house.
So as we expected, they're lining up to go for 2 here and a 7-point advantage.
The Jaguars will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Here we go,
Back to throw. Escapes the pocket. And he reaches the end zone, so they'll be up to a 7-point lead. Well, that right there was a beautiful bit of short field artistry, partner. Net them a couple more points following the touchdown.
I love that word, artistry, because that's what you are as a quarterback. Right? You have got to sometimes create a picture when there is none there. And this QB, more than capable of doing it, that just so infuses everyone around you with so much confidence, because it doesn't have to be perfect. He could scramble and still find a way to create one heck of a beautiful painting.
The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. Right side, cut by Sinnott. And the stop is made just before he's able to reach that midfield strike. It's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And it'll be a 1st down, Texans.
There are times a quarterback's got to be blacksmiths. When you're in the pocket, there's just a certain timing and precision. When you get outside that pocket, you got to be an artist. You got to be creative, and this guy is.
Broken out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Ready? 19.
Again to throw on 2nd. Chased out to his right. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. That is Caleb Ransom.
Now 2, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful. Right? You've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. In this defense, well, they've got 2 in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
On the ground, dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down.
Here we go,
It's a handoff to Tootin, running right. He has the Jaguar 1st down, Brock. They can run out the clock on this way.
That's just not the guy defensively you ever want the open field. Frankly, with the amount of space he had at one point, they're lucky to have limited to the gain they did.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down.